Hi, everyone, and welcome to another night of the Jersey Shore Basketball League. We have a matchup between ACI Robins Nest and RKE Athletic. Danny Zersky alongside Alec Krauthamel. And Alec, both of these teams coming into this game 1-1 for ACI Robins Nest. RKE Athletic 2-0. How does RKE Athletic get their third straight win tonight?
Well, it's going to be a lot of the little things, and one of those little things is actually a pretty big thing. It's going to be hitting from the outside as well, and also doing those little things. Talking about a guy like Kyle Cardacci in the last game, put up a really nice 25 points. We know he's their star offensive guy. They can go to him at many points. He's also a really good playmaker as well, so setting up some other guys. And we talk about the little things. You have to talk about Jack Collins, the way he's able to impact the game on offense and on defense. So it's going to be hitting from the outside and doing the little things to get the edge in this game.
And then for ACI Robins Nest, they're coming off a loss last night to Intern Helpers, giving Intern Helpers their first ever league win as a franchise. But the big thing for them has continued to be throughout these past 2 years, Jared Kimbrough.
Absolutely. I mean, he showed it last night as well. He had 21 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists in that game. Even flashed a little bit of range from that NBA line, three-point line that we have. So it's going to be playing through him. We saw Sam Fagan have a pretty solid passing as the night went on as well. And obviously the play of Dwayne Jones as the real point guy, the really go-to scoring option from the backcourt. So it's going to be those three guys, Fagan, Kimbrough, and Jones, that are going to be relied on to make a big impact. And we'll see if ACI Robins can get back in the win column and hand RKE their first loss this season.
The 5 on the floor, it's Ty Armstrong. For RKE, it's Ty Armstrong, Jack Collins, AJ Sumbry. It's Jack Scott, Ty Armstrong, Nick Davidson, Kyle Cardacci, Jack Collins. And Ty Armstrong for ACI Robins does Kimbrough, Fagan, Dwayne Jones, Micah Kerr, and Gio Panzini, the 5 for ACI Robins. ACI Robins is trying to win their second game of the season, third game for both of these teams. And RKE is trying to stay strong and to go 3-0. They've been one of the most dominant regular season teams in the JSBL over the last 2 years. We are underway here at Manasquan High School, first of two. The tip controlled by ACI Robins Nest wearing the white, RKE Athletic in the orange and blue. Here's Sam Fagan on the left wing. He's going to drive, kick it to Micah Kerr. He had 25 points in their last game. Fagan, Panzini, here's Dwayne Jones. He had 24, driving in, flipping one up and in. And that's how the game starts. A 2 for Dwayne Jones, 2-0 ACI Robins Nest.
And we talked about it before the game, Dwayne Jones and his ability to drive to the basket.
As Shaq Scott misses, short on a free, 3 hit the iron. He mentioned in the last game, Jones, who averaged 12.3 points at Charleston, University of Charleston, as Kimbrough lays it in, was awesome at 24 points, 9 of 20 from the field. Here's Ty Armstrong. He had 26 coming off in his last game against Dortho, New Jersey. Here's Scott, drives down, flips up top. Armstrong, top key 3, knocks it down. First points of the night for RKE come via Tyler Armstrong.
Yeah, he coming off a really good scoring night. He's getting some momentum on early. Saw the double, got the pass, and finished from 3.
Came into this one averaging 20 as Fagan's going to try and miss on a 3. Rebounded by Jack Collins, who will take it up the court for RKE. He's going to try a transition 3, missing on the shot. Here comes Gio Panzini. Cornell feeds Kimbrough up top, hit a 3 last night. Fagan, corner 3, rattles out. Rebounded by Nick Davidson. They'll take it the other way with Collins. Here comes RKE. He'll try another 3. This time he knocks it down. Collins has his first 3 of the game and the first lead for RKE.
Yeah, Panzini and Kimbrough were a bit stuck in between a switch, and that left Collins open. And we talk about his defensive ability, but he can shoot it if you leave him open as well.
There's a layup. Dwayne Jones has 4 quick points. It's a tough layup for Jones. He ties the game at 6. It'll be Armstrong coming down the lane for RKE. No touch for Cardacci yet. Here's Armstrong off the glass with the right hand, no good. Long rebound comes out to Jones. They're going to push. Jones had an open look from 3. Is going to pass it up down low to Kimbrough. They swing it, and it's stolen by Cardacci. Here he comes. He'll try a long 2 and knock it down. Cardacci had 24 his last timeout. Has his first 2 of the night. As Fagan feeds Kimbrough. Here's Jones, thought about the 3. He's going to take one now and bank it in. Jones has 7, and an ACI Robins Nest leads by 1. Collins, he'll try another three and rattled it out. And then a turnover. Here's Cardacy. Transition, triple, knocks it down.
That's where Cardacy's at his best in transition, whether it's off the catch or pulling up. That transition top of the break three, that's probably one of his best shots that he can take.
And he makes a lot of them. Was top 10 in the league last year in three-pointers. Was actually first top 10 all time, as there's a three for Micah Kerr. Here comes RKE the other way. Collins with it. Feeds Scott. Here's Cardacy. Off a pass. Couldn't knock it down. That one was a three. Here comes ACI Robbins next. Leading by one. Here's Jones. Feeds. Panzini triple. Rattled off the rim. No good. 6:12 to play here in the first quarter. Here's Armstrong. Drives in. Dribble moves. Goes up with the right hand. Off the glass it goes. Ty Armstrong showing the moves. There's a reason he's averaged 20 in the first two games. And RKE leads by one. Kimbrough thought about the three. Now looking for somewhere to go. Finds Fagan. Here comes Kimbrough with the screen. Good fight through for Ty Armstrong. Up top, Fagan with 6. Drives, feeds Kimbrough, who is able to slam it down with one hand. Impressive flush there for Kimbrough.
Yeah, that was a great setup by Sam Fagan as well. They got off to a bit of a slow start yesterday against intern helpers, but really got it going once Sam Fagan started getting more involved.
As Cardacy knocks down a 2. Mid-range for him is working early on, and RKE leads by 1. Cardacy's been so good for this RKE team. Came into tonight averaging 26, as this one passed a flex off the hands of Kimbrough, then went to Panzini. Here's Kimbrough again. He'll try and knock down a 3, rattled in. You can't leave him open there. He'll make you pay every time from that spot. And ACI Robbins leads by 2. Here's Cardacy driving. He's going to stop now, step back out. Here's Shaq Scott. He'll try a triple. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Panzini. And then that ball tips out to Jones. Here's Fagan. Kerr back to Fagan up top. Panzini fakes the 3. Feeds Jones. He'll try a triple and miss. Rebounded by Nick Davidson. Davidson had 15 and 12 in his first game of the year. He's driving down here. Oh, good defense by Kimbrough down low. Fagan, open look from 3. No. Rebounded by Shaq Scott. 17-15, ACI Robbins in the first quarter. Here's Davidson, feeds, corner 3, Cardacy knocks it down. Cardacy gives RKE another 1-point lead. 6 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Kimbrough to Fagan. Those two are going to touch the ball in almost every possession. Fagan's got 10 to shoot. Back to Kimbrough. On the drive, passes out. Dwayne Jones swinging it inside. Oh, what a block there by Ty Armstrong, but they're going to rule out of bounds. With 3 seconds to shoot, we'll take our first time out of the night. A fast-paced first quarter sees RKE leading by 1. We welcome you back. JSBL action is sponsored by Lemuro Law, the law firm who sponsors this wonderful league. It's 18-17 RK on top. Dan Uzerski, Alec Krauthamel. Much faster first quarter for ACI Robbins than they had last night. As Kimbrough denied inside. That was Sumbry. Here's Collins. Threw it right to Micah Kerr. Jones' pass is tipped up into the air, swatted into the hands of Cardacy. Here's Kyle Cardacy driving down the lane. Layup goes. He is on one right now, and RKE leads by 3.
Yeah, he's locked into this game. He's also confident driving too, and that adds some extra impact to his three-pointer when he can drive as well off the dribble.
Here's Dwayne Jones. Drives, foul line denied. Another block there for RKE. Here's Cardacy. Transition, triple, knocks it down. He is on one right now. 6-point lead for RKE.
Once again, that transition three, one of the best shots that you can take if you're confident in it. Obviously, Cardacy is, and he just looks so confident just rising up. Even when he's got somewhat of a lane to the basket on a one-on-one situation, he'll get that advantage because he can hit from beyond.
Came into tonight averaging just 40% from 3. I'm sure that number will go up as Kimbrough spins, feeds, open look for Lucas Orchard, who knocks it down. And that's a big bucket there for ACI Robbins as they now trail by 3. Cardacy spins, lost the ball, and it'll go out of bounds. Cardacy comes into tonight averaging 26 points, 6 rebounds, a couple assists a game, and made the 9 most three-pointers in league history last year. Interesting to see how he'll fare this year as Kimbrough down the lane. Oh, went for the posterizer and just missed, but he was fouled.
Yeah, he had bad intentions with that one on the delayed roll. Nice job by Jones of getting really under the rim and setting up a lane for Kimbrough to kind of go on with a full head of steam. And it's a brave man to battle with Kimbrough at the basket, especially when he's going up like that, but got the foul, and now you're forcing him to hit from the free throw line, which he is pretty good at, but still nothing given.
You mentioned his free throw line shooting this year is shooting 75%, and the numbers just went down a little bit with that one. And I don't think there's a happier person in the building right now than A.J. Sumbry that dunk didn't go down, as Kimbrough missed them both. That rebound goes out to, we don't have the number on him. Here's Cardacy, will try and miss on a 3, but right there for the rebound and putbacks, Dane Moran. Another offensive rebound for Moran. He leads the league in that category.
Yeah, you can always count on him to get after it on the offensive glass and finish those plays off for a second chance bucket.
Here's Orchard, has an open look from 3, will pass it up and drive in. Now feeds Jones with 13 to shoot on the clock, and they lost the ball. Excellent defense inside. I believe that's Peter Gorman. Here's Kyle Cardacy, feeds Collins. And wide open down low is Sumbry to lay it in.
Yeah, great
after a feed.
Great job by Collins looking off the defender. Kind of like a no-look pass, but not totally, but he looked off his defender, left him wide open.
Kimbrough will try and miss on a 3. I think he fooled everyone because he fooled me. Because I didn't see the ball. He ended up with Sumbry, and then he tried to get too creative there and throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit too fancy with the between the legs pass, but either way, I mean, they're up by 7 right now. The offense is humming along. One of the best offenses definitely in this league.
And they're so fast. I mean, they, like Stearns, can score in bunches, and it's why they've given Stearns trouble over the last couple of years. Here's Kimbrough on the block. Feeds to the corner, Orchard. Passed up the 3 to drive. Now it goes to Grennan, who's going to drive, take his first 2 of the year and miss. Had come into tonight just 2 of 10 on the year. All those shots coming from 3 as Moran lays another one in. What a feed there from Sumbry. Here comes Lucas Orchard with excellent defense from Cardacy. He feeds Jones, left wing. Gets a screen from Kimbrough. Will take a long 2 and couldn't hit. Rebounded by Ty Armstrong, who will take it up. Has an open look from 3 in the face of Kimbrough. Bangs it in. And RKE has opened up a 12-point lead in the last 3 minutes. It was a 1-point ACI Robbins Nest lead, and then an offensive foul will send it the other way.
Yeah, Panzini was trying to get a little bit of space for Dwayne Jones. Just got a little bit too much body contact.
20.3 to play here in the first, with RKE up by 12.
Now they can hold for 1. I mean, I guess they don't have to hold for 1 if they don't want to. I mean, we know how fast they
leading by 12. Welcome you back. Start of the second quarter. Danny Zersky and Alec Krauthamel with RKE leading by 12, and a big reason for that, Kyle Cardacci had himself a first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he looked confident. He's going to get a little bit of a rest to start the second quarter. He looked confident off the bounce like he usually does and off the catch like he usually does. I mean, not much more you can ask for from Kyle Cardacci in that first quarter.
As RKE has it here, Sumbry feeds Shaq Scott, the former Wagner duo, trying to combine for a basket, and they could not. Peter Gorman is number 12. That's what we're trying to figure out. Showed up a little bit late as here comes Kimbrough down the lane. Blocked again by Sumbry. Collins leading the break the other way for RKE. Finds Shaq Scott, who's able to lay it in off the glass.
We were talking about yesterday with Stearns and potential comparison to the Pacers. I think RKE might be the most Pacers-like team because not only do they run in transition, they know exactly where they're supposed to be, and they do such a great job of executing on the break.
Grennan too strong on a three. Orchard got the offensive rebound and set up Panzini, who missed on a three as well. Here's Collins leading the break. This time a little too aggressive. He throws it right to Grennan. Grennan down the lane with Kimbrough. Back to Grennan, off the glass and in. And then right away after a miss, they already have it down on the offensive end. Gorman a three. No. Gorman had 33 in the last game. The NJAC Player of the Year in 24-25. Here's Kimbrough. It's been awesome this year, and they get one down low. Kimbrough with two on him, feeds Orchard, an extra pass. Fagan, three from the left wing, no. Kimbrough has been really good. The former Hartford player as Armstrong lays it in. Kimbrough spent some time in Slavia in Czech Republic and Ored AV in North Macedonia. You know Macedonia to basketball?
I knew that they had basketball. I just wasn't sure how good their league is. But, I mean, Kimbrough's a really solid player, so they got to have at least some talent.
As Fagan's pass, Kimbrough couldn't handle it and then tipped it out of bounds.
I think he was trying to potentially tip it out to an open three-point shooter in the corner, but there was none.
No, there wasn't. Well, I mean, if you count the imaginary, maybe, but not in this game. Here's Gorman. He's going to feed Scott, who drives hard down low, gets under Orchard and gets the basket and the foul. What a basket there for Scott.
Yeah, it's a grown man's basket. He knew he had a size advantage, a post advantage against Orchard, and just backed him down. Used the drop step, went through, drew the contact, and not enough contact to hold off a bucket.
No. Scott's got one more, and he didn't get it to go. Scott's been excellent. 6'6" forward. He played at Wagner and Monroe and won an NJCAA title with Monroe College in 2015. Here's Panzini spinning into the basket and laying it in with a left hand. I'm sure if you're ACI Robins, you'd like to see him do that a little bit more as Gorman gets to the foul line, spins, puts one up with the left. Wild shot doesn't go. And then a loose ball foul, I believe, will go against RKE.
Yeah, talking about Panzini, I mean, he's just one of those guys. He's a solid connecting piece. You know, obviously, we talk about the star scorers of the league, guys like Justin Robinson, guys like Kyle Cardacci out there tonight. But you need those other guys that can kind of do things in a bit of a limited sample. And Panzini is one of those guys where he's not relied on too often, but he can make things happen. He's a solid player on both ends of the floor.
Is he going to try a three here and knock it down? You know, an announcer jinx never usually gets talked about when something good happens, but right there, great announcer jinx. He cuts the lead to 11 as Armstrong from the foul line knocks it in. 13-point lead for RKE with 7 to play in the first half. Here's Jones. Feeds Grennan down low. This time it's Micah Kerr with nowhere to go. Great ball denial from Davidson, and a shot with the left hand won't fall. Armstrong leading the break. Down low to Shaq Scott. Shot fake, bumps Panzini, has an open look, and knocks it down. Scott with the deuce gives RKE a 15-point lead. Here's Dwayne Jones. Off the glass. No, but he was fouled. More NBA news, and we've had some free agency today. Trey Mann, 3 years, $24 million deal with the perennially bad Charlotte Hornets.
You know, with Con Knippel and Liam McNeely in the fold, they might be better this year. I think those are two really good pieces to add.
As Jones misses the first. Jones has actually been pretty good at the free throw line this year, 66.7%, averaging 22.5 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. He's been really, really good.
Yeah, he's just such a great driver. He can get downhill and get into an advantage position. He can either score or pass it out as well. That's why he's such a threat to drive.
Here's Cardesi back in, works on Fagan, gets to the foul line with 10 to shoot. They're going to get a look for Scott, who puts one up off the glass, no good. Cardesi comes in for the offensive rebound. Ball on the floor. They find Davidson from the corner. He couldn't knock it down. And then the rebound goes to Fagan. With 5:58 to play, here's Fagan. Finds Panzini. They swing it, Grennan. Now down low to Micah Kerr. Kerr, mid-range from the baseline, couldn't hit it to fall. Here's Cardesi. Quickly into their offense. And you could see the difference between both teams. As Cardesi, top key three, no. Rattled off the rim. Here comes Panzini after the rebound. Thought about the three, finds Fagan with 5:28 to play in the first half. Grennan gets a screen from Panzini, drives inside, and then a wild pass out of bounds.
Hey, we see the gravity that Grennan has with his three-point jumper. Got Collins to jump in the air and was able to drive past him. Just a little bit too much mustard on that dump-off pass.
As Dane Moran will check back in for Colin Armstrong, and I think that's thunder that we're hearing outside.
Can we really hear that from in here? That storm must be on top of us.
Yeah, that's Collins. Feeds Moran down low. He's got 4 points and couldn't get it to go there. And then Davidson, rebound, put back, foul. Nick Davidson continuing to be a menace down low, extends the RKE lead to 16.
Yeah, with Kimber off the floor, he's going to come back in for Grennan. He just don't have the size to compete. I mean, RKE has the ability to go two bigs, you know, maybe not in a traditional sense, but two bigger guys. When you talk about Davidson, also Moran in the game, even a guy like Shaq Scott, who's a solid post player, they really have the size advantage in this game, and it looks like they're starting to take advantage of that a little bit more, just backing him down and going after him on the boards.
Davidson, the 6, I don't think I've ever seen someone that plays as big at 6'6" than Nick Davidson, who played at Bloomfield College and Benidorm in Spain, and came into tonight averaging 15, 12, and 1 with some pretty good shooting numbers as well. Here's Jones with the left hand off the glass and in. Really the only scorer keeping the Nest in this game right now is Cardesi quickly into Moran, and then a foul. No, they're going to rule a travel. And it'll take us to another timeout, last timeout before the half. 4:43 to play. RKE leads by 15. .443 to play here in the second quarter. RKE leads by 15. Dan Yuzerski, Alec Crowtham on game one of our doubleheader for the JSBL. Dwayne Jones feeds Kimber on the right wing. Inside, Micah Kerr driving on Davidson, spinning up top. Panzini couldn't take the three. Now it's Jones, and surprisingly, they haven't had a shot clock violation yet. They might have their first here. Kerr puts up a three, left it short off the side of the rim. Here comes Davidson. Collins wanted to take that transition three, thought other of it, and then lost it. Easy break here for RKE as Jones will lay it in with the left hand.
Yeah, Jones really got after Jack Collins on that drive attempt, just was poking at the ball, finally got it to jar free and create a quick break opportunity.
Here's Cardace, had 15 in that first, nothing in the second. They find Moran down low. That one too hard to handle. Tipped into the hands of Fagan by Panzini. Here's an open look. Jones, three-pointer, too strong. Rebounded by Davidson. Here's Cardace. Wanted to take that transition three, and you see everyone come up to him there. 3:35 to play. He has it here. Step back in front of Panzini. Great defense there, but soaring in for the board is Davidson, who puts it up and in.
Again, that's the size advantage that RKE has. I mean, you got Davidson out there who, like you said, he's only 6'6", but he really plays like a big, does a great job on the rebounding.
Here's Jones. Kimbrough. Panzini. Fagan. Kimbrough wanted to take that three, gets Moran to come up on him. He drives it, off the glass with the right hand, no good. Rebounded by Sumbry, playing with those two fouls. Here's a quick three. Cardace rattled out, no good. This is his best look of the quarter. Here's Kimbrough, Euro stepping in, laying it in, counted in the foul.
It's a smooth move from Kimbrough, just getting around his defender, just laying it up and in, drawing the contact as well, and he moves pretty well, Kimbrough does, for a big guy. He can really move. Not only is he, fast, but he's also smooth in the way he moves. It doesn't look labored or anything like that. So really strong drive, and see if Kimbrough can help get this ACI Robinson's team back in this game.
And he gets the N1. Came into tonight averaging 20 and 12. I mean, those numbers will play anywhere, especially here for that team, HCI Robinson's. Here's Cardace falling down, but I think they're going to rule a foul on Panzini. Yep, it's going to be a push on number 3.
ACI foul charge, number 3, Gio Panzini. That's his
second on Panzini. Davidson, corner 3, light it up, knocks it down, and it's a 15-point lead again. And that's what makes Davidson so effective, as Panzini, the two-handed flush.
Yeah, great job in transition. He knew he had his guy, wasn't really looking at him, went with the back cut. Really great timing and really great execution from Jones to Panzini, and that's an easy flush.
Here's Sumbry backing down Panzini. Good defense there on the shot by Sumbry, and the rebound goes to Kimbrough. Kimbrough, oh, nice feed. Panzini thought about the 3, swings it. Orchard, shot fake on a 3, swings it, corner. Grennan, triple, knocks it down. And just like that, it's a 10-point game.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see Grennan get going. I mean, he's really good off the catch when he can just rise up and fire quickly. He's got a bit of a, he kind of falls away in his release. That gives him a little bit of room to work with, and he knocked that one down.
And the duality of quarters for Cardace as he misses there. 15 in that first, 6 of 8 shooting. Hasn't made a basket in the second. Here's an open look. Orchard couldn't hit. The rebound comes out to Panzini. Here's Grennan. Another look for 3. No. Rebound Kimbrough. He'll take it out to the 3-point line. Feed Dwayne Jones. With 8 to shoot. Minute 19 to play in the half, and that one tipped out of bounds off of Cardace. Gorman will check in.
I mean, I know that RKE got that 15-point lead early, but as we saw last night, you can never say never in these games. I mean, we saw Seaview Jeep come back from down 17 at the end of the third quarter against Stearns.
Panzini off on a 3. Orchard's got to put it up. Does. Shot no good. Rebound Davidson. Good effort to get it up there as Cardace driving in, stepping back, finds Davidson. Davidson wanted to take that 3. He's going to take a screen from Moran as well as he drives in, goes under the basket, got positioning, and got the bucket to go.
Yeah, had the size advantage on Grennan, then just used a good first step to get around him and went up and under.
As Orchard, nice move inside, lays it in for Deuce. 10-point game, 40 seconds to play in the first half. Gorman had 33 the other night, as yet to score here in the first quarter, and he throws it away. Grennan on the break. Drives inside, denied by Cardace, and then Orchard couldn't put it back in. He finds Panzini, though, outside, a look, an air ball. Saved by Orchard, saves it to Cardace. Here comes RKE on the break. Cardace, corner, Gorman, a 3. No, rebound off of RKE with 13.2 to play. What an offense, what a block there by Cardace, though.
Yeah, that's a great job of just chasing his man down. He didn't really have too much of a step. Grennan didn't. but Cardace just went with him the whole way. Didn't get any body contact either. Avoided the foul, and I mean, just give yourself a chance on defense. That's exactly what he did.
Here's Jones. ACI Robinson can hold for the final shot of the quarter with 5 seconds to shoot. Here's Orchard, a corner three as time expires, knocks it down, and ACI Robinson will go into the half down 7.
Yeah, it's a really great run for ACI Robinson. They need to get something going offensively, and that's exactly what happened. They did a nice job of just driving and kicking, found some open shooters. Nice close to the half, and once again, this game is nowhere near over. I mean, they ended the half on a 10-2 run, so right back in this game.
Highly competitive first half. RKE, ACI Robinson is trying to hang back in there and hand RKE their first loss of the year. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes with the start of the second half, coming up on JSBL Hoops. Start of the second half here in JSBL. First game of the doubleheader. Dan Yuzerski, Alec Crouthamel, RKE leading this one 52-45. But they were up a lot more, and then ACI Robinson really with great defense able to cut into that lead.
Yeah, they were able to force some turnovers and get after it on the glass as well. And they got some three-pointers to fall as well. I mean, really solid first half. Looking at some of the stats, Dwayne Jones, as always, getting downhill. 4 of 6 from inside the three-point line. He's got 12 points. And obviously Jared Kimbrough with 10. So it's going to be about those two guys really trying to find something, getting it to go. But also a couple threes from Lucas Orchard, which is good to see. He didn't make too much of an offensive impact yesterday, so getting him going offensively, just having another option that you can go to when Jones and Kimbrough don't have it going can be another good option.
And then for RKE, the 14 points off turnovers was really what had them winning in that first half.
Yeah, their transition game might be one of the best in the league. Obviously, Stearns Trailer excellent in transition as well. But the way that they're able to execute, just create good looks off their transition game is probably one of the best in the league. Obviously, Cardacy at the head of that. So if they can keep forcing turnovers, and they should have a good chance at keeping this lead and getting a win. But as long as they can, I mean, we talked about it in the open. If they can do the little things like forcing turnovers, and getting out and running and hitting their threes, they'll have a pretty good shot in this game.
Both teams doing what they do well in this first half. And I mean, for ACI Robins, you had 13 points, 13 buckets that you assisted on. You have to continue to do that if you want to win this game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of making sure the ball keeps flying around. I mean, you got a guy like Gorman who can come off the bench. You only had 2 points in that first half, but we saw what he did in the last game with 33. So just being able to get a secondary score is going to be really important.
Start the second half here in JSBL. Here's Ty Armstrong. Wasn't a huge factor in that first, but 4 of 6, 10 points for him.
Yeah, he had a really nice first quarter.
Here's Cardacy. Knocks down his first shot of the third quarter. It's been the odd quarters for Kyle Cardacy tonight. Had 15 in the first, nothing in the second, and now is his first shot in the third to go down.
Yeah, we see that from him sometimes. He can be a bit of a streaky player at times, but when he is on, he is absolutely on. So this might be one of those quarters where he can take over the game, and good things happen for RKE when he got going. We're getting back in play with Eddie still mopping up the floor.
Cardacy, by the way, led all scorers with 15 in that first half as Jones drives in. ACI Lama's leading scorer gets his first bucket of the second half to go, and the lead back down to 7.
Yeah, we saw the strength from Jones on that play, just with the shoulder leaning straight into Armstrong and getting some space and laying it in. He's one of the better guard finishers that we have.
Armstrong, kick out to Scott. Now Armstrong has it in the corner. He's going to drive along the baseline inside the arc. That one denied by Kimbrough. And they're going to get a whistle, and they're going to get Cardacy on a foul.
It looks like it looks like it's going to be, I believe, Ty Armstrong. He was kind of trying to climb up Kimbrough to try to get that rebound.
Kimbrough picks up another block. That's his first block shot of the night. Here he is in the corner, thought about the three. Good defense by Scott to close off that lane for him as Jones drives in. High arcing shot off the back of the iron, does not go. Here's Davidson, good pass inside. Scott, they get it to the corner for Cardacy, who's going to turn around, fire one up, and put it in. Cardacy's got 17.
That is a high level of difficulty. Spinning around off the off leg, rising up, falling away. That is not an easy shot in the slightest, but he made it look easy.
As he misses there. And it'll come back to RKE. Here's Davidson, top of the key three is no good. He likes to take those threes, and he plays like he's an amalgamation of different things, in my opinion, is Davidson. And Jones passes up on the three to the corner for Kerr. Kimbrough back up top. Kerr tries a left wing three. No rebound. Cardacy. He'll drive inside, put one up with the right hand and in. He's got 6 in the corner, up to 21 for the game.
And once again, it's just whatever quarter it is, it happens to be his quarter, and he's really shown out in this one. And it's a big reason why RKE is starting to stretch that lead a little bit.
He scored all 6 points for RKE. They're on a 6-2 run to open up the third. Here's Fagan driving in, feeding Kimbrough, who somehow got through the double team to lay it up and in.
Yeah, once again, really great footwork from Kimbrough. He's able to step through, split the double team, and made that one look easy.
Kimbrough's up to 9 for the game as Cardacy knocks down another. He's up to 8 points. He scored every point in the quarter, up to 23 for the game. Doing it efficiently as well as Jones drives down the lane off the glass with the right hand, hit the iron, no good. Here's Armstrong, open look, Collins, transition, triple, no. ACI Robbins is lucky to get away with that one. Here's Fagan. Jones driving in, threw it away. Collins comes away with the steal. Here's Armstrong, 2-on-1 with Collins. Armstrong took it himself, no. Collins got the rebound, backwards pass behind the back to Armstrong, and now everyone's going to join in with 14 to shoot. Armstrong off a screen, tries the three, no, rebounded, tipped off Collins, and then to Micah Kerr. Now long pass inside, Panzini lays it in. Whew. Up and down action in this one. Cardacy scored all 8 RKE points in the quarter. They're going to send a double. Here's Scott driving in, going up with the right hand. Shot is good off the glass. 62-51. Here's Fagan. Finds Kerr, dumps it in. It's Kimbrough on the baseline, drives along. Here comes the double. Kimbrough spins, kicks out. Kerr, Fagan, Jones, corner, triple, no. Rebound Panzini, he'll put it back in. And almost a shot clock violation, but excellent offense there. Here's Collins, step back three, boom. That one goes, and it's a 64-53 RKE lead.
Yeah, Kimbrough kind of had a foot back, was trying to get back into the paint. Collins took advantage, just rose up from three and knocked it down.
Fagan turns around, puts one up, no. Rebound Kerr, looking for somewhere to go, finds Panzini down the lane, lays it up, and the foul. He's starting to take over a little bit. He's got the last 4 points for our ACI Robins Nest, and he's got one more awaiting him at the stripe.
Yeah, again, a good cut from Panzini. He's just one of those guys that knows where he's supposed to be. He's a smart guy. He plays at Cornell. Obviously, he's going to be a smart guy going to Cornell, but just one of those guys that knows where he's supposed to be, and once again found himself in a good position, and now a chance for a three-point play.
At 7 last night, on 2 of 7 shooting. His first shot at the free throw line tonight doesn't go, but right there's Orchard for the rebound. And down the lane, couldn't get the bucket to go, but a foul is called.
Another new player.
We have no insight.
RKE foul charge number 3.
It'll go on Shaq Scott.
Team's third. At the line for ACI Robins Nest is Ibn Loyal.
It's Ibn Loyal at the line, who spent some time at Missouri, Southern State, West Virginia, and Clarendon, and didn't get that first one to go. Loyal had 19 points the other night. He played one game, 19, 8, and 1, and 57.1% shooting. Was not in the lineup for ACI Robins Nest last night, and he splits a pair at the line. Here's Cardace, he'll take it up. Guarded by Jones. Here comes Cardace to the free throw line. Feeds Shaq Scott, turning around, putting one up over Panzini off the glass. No, Panzini gets the rebound. He is becoming a menace defensively.
Yeah, he really is. It's just his ability to stay straight up with his lower body strength. He can just stay straight up on defense and still kind of cause an impact on the guy who's trying to post him up.
Here's a loose ball. They feed. Open look. Orchard's hit 2 tonight. He couldn't hit the third. So it'll be RKE ball, and I believe that's going to be immediate timeout. It is 64-56 the score, halfway through the third. Halfway through the third, RKE still leading this one, but ACI Robins is still hanging in there. They're down by 8, and Gorman will check it into Cardace, who's been one of the only scorers tonight. He's got 8 in this third quarter for RKE. He's going to drive again. He'll kick Moran. He's played a little sparingly tonight. He'll turn around, put one up off the glass. No, Loyal tipped it out of bounds, and it'll stay with RKE. It's one of those where you see both players from both teams pointing, and ultimately the refs decided to give it back to RKE. Long pass, Cardesi probably could shoot it from there. He's gonna not. Here's a blitz from Loyal. 9 to shoot. Cardesi, long look from 3. No. Kimbrough rebounds it and was able to withstand the pressure from Shaq Scott. Here's Loyal. Transition triple. No. Rebounded by Sumbry. Gorman leading the way for RKE on this possession. It's Gorman, Cardesi, Moran, Sumbry, and Collins as Cardesi knocks down another basket. He's got 10 in the quarter, 25 in the game.
And all on the pull-up, too. It hasn't really been as much catch-and-shoot spot-up action. It's been creating his own offense, and he's done such a great job of that in this third quarter.
Here's Lucas Orchard. He's got 8 in the game. Kimbrough swings it, corner. Jones driving in, going up with the left hand. No, rebound. Kimbrough had it for a second, couldn't put it back in, and Cardesi comes away with it. Cardesi down low, Moran lays it in. And when you have them in transition, it's almost like they're unstoppable.
It really is. I mean, Cardesi, he was thinking about going with the pull-up. The defense was thinking that too. Left Moran open down low, and that's an easy finish.
Here is a whistle. I think they're going to get a foul here. Yeah, they're going to get a foul. It's going to be push-off.
Gorman applying a little bit too much pressure to Sean Grennan on the dump-down attempt.
Team's 4, so one more and they're in the bonus. Here's a 3. Fagan deep, left it short. Collins, long pass. Cardesi lays it up and in.
That's about as good as it gets for transition execution. A beautiful pass, a beautiful catch, and a beautiful layup.
As Grennan in transition knocks down a 3. And every time it feels like RKE is gonna pull away, it's a shot like that that'll keep ACI Robins in the game. Here's Cardesi. He'll try a 3. He's got 15 in the first and now 15 in the third. He's up to 30.
He is absolutely on fire right now. And once again, it's a pull-up opportunity. Went under the screen, the defense did. He's open. I mean, that's a solid 2 feet behind the three-point line, but he's comfortable from that range.
Fagan lost the ball and fell down on a wet spot. Here comes RKE in transition. Cardesi tries again, no. Rebound, Collins, put back, no. Moran grabs the rebound, put back, no again. Here's Collins with it. It's the 4th time the charm it is.
Collins is such a beautiful passer of the basketball. No-look pass. He has a really great ability to look off the defense with his eyes and just get the defense in a spot that he wants it to be. Found a man down low.
Loyal's shot doesn't go. Fight for the rebound. Orchard secures it down low. It goes out to Grennan. Now Fagan knocks it down. And every time they go down by that kind of score, right back with a 3. As here's Gorman. Tried to feed Moran and then a kickball on ACI Robins as it'll stay with RKE.
Yeah, anytime RKE starts to get up by around 15 or 16 like they were in that situation, and it seems like they're going to pull away, ACI is just able to put together a bucket and keep it a little bit within arm's reach, and sometimes that's all you need to stay within arm's reach. I mean, we saw it last night. Even though Stearns got ahead pretty early on, we saw CVU Jeep just kind of keep hanging around there within that range. Then once the 4th quarter started, they turned it on and won that game.
I'm still trying to figure out how they won that game last night. What a win for them. They stay 2-0. RKE trying to join them and stay undefeated as that one from Grennan doesn't go. Rebound and put back is a flush from Royal. A Royal flush, you might say. Or a Loyal flush. Here's Gorman, transition 3, knocks it down. They're up to, he had 33 the last game, not as effective tonight, but there he was. Here's Grennan, he'll try, fire up a 3, no. Rebounded, Gorman. He'll lead the break for RKE. He'll try another transition 3, this one he leaves short. Grennan comes away with the board. Here's Fagan, transition time for ACI Robins. Nestes Panzini, count it, and the foul. Another nice assist there from Sam Fagan as well.
Yeah, it was originally a 3-on-2 break, and then Panzini once again playing with the energy. A great cutter. Just kind of came out of nowhere and flashed towards the basket. A great pass from Fagan, and again, ACI just kind of hanging around in this game.
Panzini has 1 shot at the line. This year he has been pretty good from there. 83.3%. That number will go up after that free throw make. So it's 78-67. 44 seconds to play here in the third. Gorman back to work. Goes up with the left hand. Shot no good, but they're going to call a foul. And he will head to the line where Gorman this year is shooting his first 2 free throws.
Yeah, solid job of just breaking down the defender. Had a bit of a mismatch advantage. Was able to break him down, get ahead on the basket, and drew the contact.
Gorman has not gotten to the line as he knocks down his first at all through the first 3 games. But hey, no better time to get to the line than now when your team is up and you can continue to extend the lead, which he does right there by hitting a pair. Fagan will take it, 35.5 to play. About a 15-second differential between the shot and the game plan. Panzini fakes on a 3. Here comes Loyal, feed, corner, and that's going to be an out of bounds off of Panzini.
Yeah, it looked like his foot was on the line, and once again, with the adjusted 3-point line, guys don't have as much room to work with, so we're seeing a little bit of that. Guys stepping on with their foot just barely on the line.
Here's Cardesi. He's got 15 in the quarter, 15 in the first and the third, none in the second. We'll see what the fourth has in store for him. They can hold for the final shot with 5 seconds. Up by 13. Here's Cardesi working on Loyal. Good ball denial. He steals it. Loyal couldn't put it up at the buzzer, and that will sound off on an entertaining 3 quarters in the books. RKE up by 13, trying to win their 3rd straight. Start of the 4th quarter here in Manasquan High School, JSBL Hoops. RK has a 13-point lead. And here's a 3 for Fagan. Couldn't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Loyal secures it. Here's Jones down the lane. Euro to the hoop. No. Rebound and put back. Kimbrough, yes.
Even though we talked about RK having the size advantage, I think ACI Robins Nest has done a pretty solid job on the boards, particularly in the offensive glass, just getting themselves extra opportunities.
As it'll be Sumbry taking it up. Here's Gorman getting to the hoop. Over the outstretched arm of Kimbrough. Shot did not go, but a rebound and putback for Dane Moran. Actually, Sumbry who got that putback.
Yeah, both of them really went up for it. It was kind of an avalanche at the basket. They both had a good shot at putting that back in.
Here's Jones, top of the key. Team down by 13. Grennan, open look from downtown. No, rebounded. Cardesi got it with the right hand. Has done damage in odd number quarters, and now he's doing it in even 2. He's got 33.
That looked like a bit of a heat check, but with Cardesi with his pull-up action, he's just able to get any shot he wants. Really great job, even with 2 defenders in the vicinity.
14 to 22 tonight. As Loyal couldn't get the first one to go, but he'll get his own rebound and put it back in. 85-71. Final 8:30 of game number 1 here at JSBL. As here comes Armstrong. Tried to feed Moran, and he does, and Moran lays it in. Here comes ACI trying to move quick, down 16. Here's Loyal, denied out of bounds by Sumbry. Are they going to call a foul here? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, might have gotten a little bit too much wrist there when going at the ball. But again, ACI Robinson is just kind of hanging around. They've been able to get stops. It's a 16-point game right now. This game has really pretty much been played in that 13 to 16-point range ever since most of the second quarter. And ACI Robinson has done a good job making sure it doesn't get away from them. But, I mean, conversely, RKE Athletics done also a good job of making sure that this doesn't get to within single digits and making sure it doesn't get within the potential danger zone of ACI making a comeback.
And not to use a weather pun tonight, but RKE is doing a perfect job tonight of weathering the storm.
Yeah.
Obviously, the weather outside is
not so good.
No, it was a tough drive down here.
Yeah, it definitely was.
As Loyal's got one at the line. Played some good basketball last time out. It splits a pair at the line here. Instant pressure from Kimbrough. It looks like ACI is going to show some more pressure on Arcade to make sure they're not getting down as fast. Here's Armstrong. Corner, Davidson, three, no. Rebounded by Loyal. Under 8 to play. With RKE still up by 15. Loyal, mid-range, no. The rebound went right to Kimbrough. He tried to put it up. Wild shot doesn't go. Here's Armstrong speeding to the rim, no. But off of Fagan. I don't even think he got a shot up there.
I think Kimbrough was trying to kick out with the defense collapsing on him, but good job by RKE's defense just surrounding him and hounding him, forcing a bad pass.
Hit the backboard as Gorman very close, was tight roping that baseline. He'll try a 2 over Fagan. How did he get that to go? And how did he get up that high? Lead back to 17.
Yeah, he's not the tallest guy on the floor, but he has a really high release point, which helps for jumpers like that.
As Kimbrough couldn't knock down the open look. Gorman got the rebound here. He comes again. Down the lane, up with the left hand. It rolls in. Wow. Gorman, a couple of impressive shots. Back-to-back leads up to 19.
I don't even know if that was intentional for what he was trying to do, but it worked.
Here's Jones. Answer back with a 2. My goodness. I mean, you don't see many like this. And here comes Scott, the flush.
And once again, now they're starting to pull away a little bit, but every time ACI has gone on a little bit of a spurt to get back in this game, RKE's kind of shut it down with a bucket of their own.
RKE has their largest lead of the night at 19, and that one's going to go out of bounds on a miss. Largest lead tonight. ACI Robbins Nest is only led for a little bit tonight. Their largest lead. That one out of bounds. They haven't showed us ACI Robbins Nest's large lead tonight. I don't know if they've had one.
I don't think they've led in this game, as far as I can remember.
And they did win the second quarter and were pretty close in the third, as there's a 3 from the corner for Kerr. Tell you what, Kerr's had some nice moments here down in the JSBL. The forward from Keene, averaging 8 points so far on his season, as here comes Collins. Kind of a quiet night for him. Finds Gorman up top. Davidson on the block, spins, goes in at Kerr, lays it in, and the foul. And the lead back to 18, with one more coming.
That's a great job by Davidson, using the spin move. Had him on the opposite shoulder, just spun around, had the step going baseline, and really nice up and under. Got the contact as well, and once again, keeping it at arm's distance, RKE is with that bucket.
And he knocks down the free throw. Very, very balanced night for RKE outside of Cardace. Everyone else getting involved. 96-77 as we approach 5:50 to play. And that one, another turnover, went through the hands of Kimbrough. Here comes Moran. Collins, alley-oop, and him and Shaq Scott weren't quite on the same page.
Yeah, we've seen Collins attempt a few flashy passes tonight. That was another one. It was a bit of a kind of a no-looker.
Put it in a perfect spot.
Yeah, it was a little bit mistimed, but a good idea either way.
Here's Panzini, thought about the 3 up top, finds Kimbrough, sets a screen, Kimbrough feeds. Panzini, open look, they need it, and they could not get it, rebounded by Armstrong. And then Loyal able to come away with this steal for a second, but couldn't keep full possession of it. Reminder of the nightcap tonight features Ortho New Jersey and Larson Ford. And when the season started, I don't think anyone in this gym expected Larson Ford to be the team with the better record entering the game, as there's a foul on a three-point attempt. Gorman will go to the line for 3 more.
ACI foul charge number 3, Gio Panzini. That's his third.
Ortho's an interesting team to me because I feel like if they have their full assortment, especially with the former St. Peter's guys, they're as good as RKE and Seaview. You could even put Stearns in that category, but it feels like Ortho never has all of their guys.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. It's whenever it really is a matter of availability is the best ability when they have all their guys. The talent markers that these teams can put up.
As Gorman hits the first, the lead up to 20, largest lead of the night for RKE.
You also talk about a guy like George Pappas who dropped 51 points in his last time out in a loss.
And they still lost by 19. You're not going to have many of those.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I think pound for pound are probably the best three-point shooting team in the league, as Gorman hits the second, has 1 more at the line, lead up to 21.
Yeah, you also have a guy like Mike Dunn who can really stripe him from the outside. When he's on, he's a great secondary piece as well as one of the better spot-up options in the league as well. So, yeah, when they have their full arsenal, they definitely are a force to be reckoned with. As
Gorman hits all 3, hadn't shot a free throw all year. He's at 100%, 5 for 5 tonight. And the lead's up to 22, 99-77. Here's Jones. Feeds. Panzini. Shot fake. They get an open look for Micah Kerr, and he had it halfway down. No good. Loyal the rebound, and the putback rolls in. As we go under 5 to play. RKE leading by 20. Gorman, alley-oop to Scott. Left it too short, but Scott able to corral it and put it up and in. As RKE goes over 100, we 101-79. Jones, Kimbrough, Panzini, Kerr, now Kimbrough with 9 to shoot. Here he comes down the lane. Euro no good, but a foul, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, I saw Gorman at not a mismatch for him in his favor there. So he kind of backed up, anticipated the drive, and drew the foul. Kimbrough did, as we're going to get some subs for RKE, but after the timeout.
And immediate timeout, last one of game number 1. RKE leads by 22 at 4:29 to play. Final 4:29 to be played in game number 1. Looks like RKE is going to win their 3rd game in a row. And they are the most successful regular season team in the last 2 years. Won the in-season tournament last year as Kimbrough makes the first of 2. But we were talking about this in the break. I think if ACI Robins Nest had a guy like a Cardace, they would be what RKE is right now. Because you could see the pieces are there, and they'll win games. Like Kimbrough's great, Fagan's good. I mean, they have good pieces. They just don't have any outside shooting right now as Kimbrough splits a pair. Collins to the basket. Turnaround Jay knocks it through. Collins has 8.
I mean, even a guy like a Mike Dunn that we were talking about with Ortho earlier, they just need someone who can reliably spot up because they have some really solid guys that can get to the basket, who are okay three-point shooters. I mean, Grennan, obviously one of the better three-point shooters that we have. He hasn't been as consistent this year, but they just need someone else who can reliably knock it down from the outside.
Here's a three for Kerr, and missing on a triple. As we go under 4 to play. Collins dumps it. Here's a long two for Sumbry, no. Moran, another offensive rebound. He tried to feed Sumbry. Both were not on the same page. Turnover, RKE. Yeah, you're right. I mean, by the way, Dane Moran hasn't played as much tonight because having Davidson back, but he is having a unbelievable start on the glass to start this year.
Yeah, he's as steady as they get in the front court. He's always going to be battling on the boards, always going to be around the rim, and usually when he gets the ball at the basket, he's probably going to put up a good look.
5 rebounds in about 15 minutes. There's going to be a foul on the floor, and Collins got bumped after the ACI Robinson's miss.
ACI Robinson's foul number 1, David Boyle. That's his first.
Here's a three, Cardacy, no, too strong at the back of the iron. Here's Loyal, driving in, nice layup. It just out of the outstretched arm of Dane Moran. Cuts the lead to 21. Cardacy in a crowd finds Sumbry, who finds Moran, who lays it in. And just another beautiful display of passing for RKE.
And once again, Moran, he gets the ball down low. He's probably going to make something happen. He's really quick with his execution as well.
Under 3 to play is Orchard. Transition take is good.
A 2-point basket by Lucas Orchard.
RKE is going to win their 3rd game in a row as Collins trying to get to double digits. No, Moran the offensive rebound and putback blocked out of bounds by Kimbrough. They're just relentless, and Coach Singleton gets in. Deuce Singleton in a game.
Yeah, affectionately known as the Patrick Beverly of our league. Definitely in a complimentary sense.
Yeah, long, high, arcing three off the back foot for Cardacy doesn't go. Here comes, this is an interesting matchup. Kerr on Singleton. Singleton got a hand on it, but Kerr too strong, lays it in. As the lead under 20 now, it's 19. 105-86, approaching 2:15 to play. Moran got an open look down low and finishes.
And again, Moran so quick to go up with it. Tried to front him, Orchard did, but no backside help, and that's an easy 2.
Kerr, Kimbrough, now they feed Panzini. Open look for 3, he'll try it and couldn't knock it down. Singleton the rebound. Here's Cardacy. Euroing to the lane, right-handed shot, no good. Bounced out. Kimbrough, Orchard, extra pass, Panzini, that's a nice feed. And they cut the lead to 19. ACI Robbins, that's about where they've been. RKE about where they've been as well. As Sumbry putting the finishing touches, a 3 with 90 seconds to play. First 3 of the night for AJ Sumbry. Panzini, Orchard, he'll try another 3, that one no good. Panzini fighting for it with Cardacy for the rebound, and it goes off Cardacy. Gorman will check back in.
Re-entering the game for RKE, number 12, Peter Gorman. He replaces Ty Armstrong.
As Kimbrough feeds Panzini. That's actually Lucas Orchard who missed. Singleton. They get one up for Moran. That shot doesn't go. His putback is good, and it's another rebound for Moran on the offensive end. As we got some Doug Eddert, Daryl Banks in the arena tonight. If you don't know who those are, they are the St. Peter's. They played for St. Peter's, as there's a miss, and then rebounding and putting it back into Panzini. But that's going to be an exciting for Ortho. We talk about having all their guys here. Well, those two as good as it gets.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw how good that St. Peter's team was in the NCAA tournament. Just having some more guys that can kind of get their own is going to be really important for this Ortho team.
If you had to take, and this is an interesting debate, as Panzini missed on the free throw, Kimbrough gets the rebound, ball deflected out of his hands. Here comes Cardacy down the lane, couldn't lay it in. If you had to take one, as we have 28 seconds to play, here's Kimbrough coming in for a turnaround flush. Wow. Kimbrough on a nasty jam. As Deuce is going to throw one up. Sumbry finally get the alley-oop to fall. But as the closing seconds of this game end, we'll debate this in game number 2 as Kimbrough long 3. No. Rebounded Moran, and that ends it. RKE improves to 3-0. They dismantle ACI Robins by a score of 114-92. And once again, it's Cardassian and crew doing exactly what they've done for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I think this is a solid effort from ACI, but eventually the way that RKE is able to execute when they're on the break, and even in their half-court offense, they started to get it going as well. Just the way that they're able to execute at such a high level, that ended up really pushing them over the finish line and winning this game.
We'll be back with the star of game number 1 in just a moment. RKE is going to win this one. 114-92, we will be right back. Back with tonight's star of game number 1, Dane Moran. Dane, 16 points, 9 rebounds. You continue to be an absolute force on the boards. Is this something you worked on going into this upcoming season for JSBL?
Yeah, I think I think my whole life I've usually always been played as a bit of a big, and obviously as you grow and the game changes, you got to be able to play both ways. A little bit of an inside game, but something that especially in this league, obviously defense rebounds are huge, but I feel like offensive boards, when it's a fast-paced play, you're trying to score, you're trying to get your team those second chance opportunities. Being able to not only get them, but then convert on them, or at least get to the line is huge. And honestly, I think if the team that does that better usually comes out on top.
You guys have had a lot of success in the regular season, and I think the big reason why you guys are so effective at moving the ball.
Yeah.
What allows you guys to be such an effective passing team?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of these guys, I've played with before, but as a unit, we're relatively new, kind of getting everyone's feel for the game. But I think the fact that we all know we want to play fast, and we all know that I think everyone, as we've played these past couple of years, we know we want to get shots up, and we know that if we have good enough shooters that can be efficient enough. If we do that consistently and fast-paced throughout the game, we can wear other teams down and outscore them.
You mentioned trying to get open shooters.
Yeah.
Getting open shooters open looks. Well, one of your shooters, Kyle Cardassian, continues to be one of the league's best three-point shooters. How much easier does it make your life on the court to have him out there with you?
Yeah, no, it's huge, man. I mean, Kyle, honestly, in my opinion, I'd say he's, in my opinion, the best player in the league, or at least, top 3 easy in the league. I think for me, being a big, so many times I think that relationship between a guard and a big is huge. But if I can just, when he gives me the ball at the top of the key and I can just, hand it off to him and know that there's a pretty damn good chance when he shoots that ball it's going to go in, I'll crash every time. But you know, it makes it real easy for me, especially in all of our other bigs, that we know when that goes up, you know, we can conserve some energy because we know that not every time do we maybe have to crash as hard when we know that, you know, Kyle Cardace has the ball, because it's invaluable. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely makes your life easier.
Yeah.
So one more quick question for me. Anything coming up for you after this JSBL season?
Yeah, so these past 2 years I played at Trinity. Not this past year, the year before, won the conference, went to the Final Four. This past year, won the conference, and I left halfway through the season just because opportunity-wise I felt like there was more for me. But at the same time, we ended up winning the whole thing, national championship. And then this coming season, I'll be going to Dickinson College to play my next season. I also just gained a extra year of eligibility back, so I'll be basically a junior going into this next season. So excited for things to come.
Awesome. Great game tonight. Can't wait to see you out there at
Appreciate it,
Dickinson.
man. Yeah, take care.
Dane Moran, tonight's
All right.
star of game number 1. We'll be right back.